we are seeing more consumers cheering on good business and letting them know they're doing a good job says that that trust is building more and more in our community. And that's just what Austin's all about. Everybody has something they rally behind. And as our city grows, as our business community flourishes, it's just an important part that we hold on to our roots of that, civic duty, our corporate responsibility, how we all work together to continue to make sure that our environment, our community, our tribes are working well together, that they're safe and everyone is supported.
Last year when we won the small business category, it was the greatest honor that we've ever received as a company. At the time when we accepted the award, we quoted a Supreme Court justice that defined ethics as knowing the difference between what you have a right to do and what is right to do. And it is an extraordinary honor to stand in front of a room of 700 people that understand that difference.
We need to flock together. We need to hold each other accountable. We need to help each other, inspire each other, motivate each other. We're not perfect, we all know that, but we can help each other be even better.
To those whom much has been given, much is required. And I believe that. I know that you all do as well, and I'm so very honored by this.
It really means something to people who want to do good in the world, to work for an organization that has this kind of distinction.
After you have been held out to be ethical, people expect that of you. I like that. It's almost competitive in nature. It's something that we have to work at every day. If people come to expect that of you, you have to perform that way every day.
This was a significant time of my life, and this was the most significant award that I'd ever received.
Say all the time around here, the after is going to be different from the before. We're not simply going to reset to the things that we did and the ways that we thought about the world before the pandemic. The pandemic, these 2 years, the storm I would put in that bucket of emergencies that stacked up during that period of time, those things changed us, changed the way we deal with people. They don't change the fundamentals of doing business. We're no less ethical as a result of these last 2 years. We're no less honest. We're no less transparent. We're no less consistent, but we are more human. And in a lot of ways, what's been missing from the way that leaders have led in business is that humanity as the first and most important impulse. And I think coming out of the last 2 years, if nothing good else resulted, it's that all of us at the top of org charts are so much more aware of the importance of being human.
You're up. We're up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 20th Annual Ethics in Business Awards. I have to say, it is so wonderful to see all your smiling faces out there today. I'm Judy Baggio, and this is my first time to co-host this event, and I'm honored to be here, as I mentioned, in person with all of you, with someone who really needs no introduction, right? Bobby Jenkins, the chair of Recognize Good Board and president at ABC Home and Commercial Services. Please welcome Bobby Jenkins.
Thanks, Judy. And before we get started, I also want to say how wonderful it is for all of us to get to be back together again. This is the 20th celebration. I mean, what a big deal. I mean, this is incredible. So 20 years of ethics in business. And I can't tell you how good it feels to be up here and to see essentially a full room of folks and to see, as Judy said, all your faces again and see so many smiles. Judy and I were just talking. You come back to one of these right now and there's this true pent-up energy, right, where we're just so happy to be together, so happy to connect and stuff like that. So we're here today to celebrate some of the folks in our community. So many incredible shining examples of what ethical business practices are. So very, very exciting.
It is very exciting, and we do want to get serious for just a minute, Bobby, because the past 2 years we all know have been extremely challenging. Since we were last together, we have lost several members of our community, many long before their time. We are missing their voices. We're missing their perspectives, both here today and really every day in our community.
You know, before we begin, we would like to pause for a few moments in silence to reflect on our loss and the legacies that these people have left. We are so fortunate to be able to take part in this tradition in person. We want to honor and remember those that we've lost, and I'm also going to take a special privilege to, as part of this moment, to remember the children in Uvalde and the teachers in Uvalde, and that horrible, horrible tragedy. I know that's on everybody's heart here, not just in Texas, but across the country. And so please keep those families in Uvalde in your prayers, in addition to those that we've lost here locally.
Thank you all. I know this room is full of collective compassion. I can feel it. The pandemic years have really posed a unique threat to the local business community. I'm singing to the choir. I know all of you are very aware of that. And yet, they have also been filled with, I think, some living examples of quality leadership. It seems like everywhere you look, there were individuals, businesses, organizations rising to meet these challenges we face with creativity and compassion. We want to recognize our major sponsors now, people who have made this program possible today and in past years, and actually all of whom have in the past received an Ethics in Business Award. So please join me as we celebrate Tyrex Group, ABC Home and Commercial Services, Ashley and Associates, 5 Stone Tax Advisors, Texas Disposal Systems, and Texas Mutual Insurance. We could not do this without you. Thank you so much. We want to also say thanks to our legacy sponsors. You're going to be seeing those names right there on your screen. And I would just ask all of the legacy sponsors in the room to now please stand, and we want to give you all a round of applause.
So the past 2 years have shown us all how important it is to really have a healthy work environment, which is important in all parts of ethical business practices. You've heard about the Great Resignation. It's very real, but organizations that truly have healthy and supportive working conditions, quite simply, aren't near as vulnerable. It just goes to show you that the truth of what we've been saying for the past 20 years is doing the right thing truly is good business.
It sure is. And we want to take a little trip down memory lane. So if the audience is representative of Austin as a whole today, there were probably a whole lot of you who didn't live here in 2002 when this event first started. In fact, raise your hand if you didn't live here in 2002. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Welcome to Austin now. Now, to give you a sense, you sort of newcomers, to see what Austin was like back then, we want to show you an image of our tallest building in 2002. Yeah.
That's not it anymore. So back in 2002, and this is a part that really blows my mind, they say you could drive all the way across town in 15 minutes. That ain't happening today. You could buy a house in West Austin, and this is the other thing that's happening, for less than $1 million. That ain't happening today.
And you know, Bobby Jenkins is an Aggie, so I had to add this part in. Oh, there are other Aggies in the room?
Yes, there are.
The Aggies were still in the Big 12 in 2002, and according to the Austin Business Journal's Book of Lists, Texadelphia was one of the fastest growing businesses in town.
Those of us who've been around remember that.
You know Texadelphia.
That's right. Way back then, an organization called the Samaritan Center presented these awards back then. They understood the link between ethical business practices and a healthy community that they work to build every single day.
And that's why we continue to partner with them each and every year. We hold these awards because they have been part of the solution in Austin since 1974. Today, the Samaritan Center is on the front lines of this mental health crisis that we're enduring. There are tens of thousands of people right here in our community who can't afford professional counseling, medication, or psychiatric services. Many of them are veterans who are in desperate need of help, and the Samaritan Center is really their lifeline. So we want to hear more about the Samaritan Center from the CEO, Cindy Long.
It is exhilarating to be at this event again in person. Congratulations to the nominees today, and I think I speak for every mental health professional in the world. Thank you for going the extra mile to treat your employees and your customers with kindness, respect, and compassion. We are celebrating under a dark cloud after the horrific tragedy in Uvalde, and I continue to pray for those families. I don't have to tell any of you about the last couple of years and the impact it's had. I am certain that every single person in this room has experienced some degree of mental distress. One of my favorite philosophers of all times, Fred Rogers, said, "When you see something scary, look for the helpers. There are always people who are helping." And that's what Samaritan Center does. I am blessed to work with skilled counselors and integrative medicine professionals who work with people to help them pick up the pieces when a tragedy has broken their hearts. We've been here for 48 years. We were here to help Hurricane Katrina victims. We've served thousands of veterans as they've come back from deployment with emotional scars. In 2020, we provided free services to first responders who were struggling to keep up. And this week, we've offered our services to the Uvalde community. The mental health crisis we're all hearing about is real. There has been a 25% increase in the number of people experiencing anxiety and depression was already the #1 cause for absenteeism at work. The American Academy of Pediatrics has declared a mental health crisis for children. Depression and anxiety in children have doubled. Suicide is the second leading cause of death in children ages 10 through 24. I can never say that without choking up a little bit. We are here for the children and families, veterans, and first responders in our community as we all face this crisis, but we are struggling to keep up with the demand. We need to hire more counselors, and we need to be able to serve more people who are in underserved and fragile communities who face so many barriers to treatment. We can only provide hope and healing with your support. If you have the capacity to help with any cause right now, please get behind mental health. It has never been more important. Get behind mental health and help us overcome this crisis. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy our video.
I don't think there's any greater cause than using your tragedy to help somebody else. And that's what the Hope for Heroes program has given me personally.
I think many of us in the country were surprised by the demand that was there for, particularly for mental health services for veterans, and the supply that wasn't there to meet that demand. And it took years to ramp that up. It was really critical for community providers to fill that gap while the VA was building capacity, and they continue to fill that gap. There is a lot more need in the veteran community than there are services available. And the Samaritan Center continues to play a huge role in the Central Texas area in being able to provide the services that veterans and their family need, particularly the clinical mental health services.
There is a significant need for the services that Samaritan Center provides under the Hope for Heroes program. I'm the one that answers the veteran hotline calls, and we get calls every single day with new veterans that are asking for services, whether it be mental health services or services for disability compensation requests. We get requests for pain management and sleep disturbances, anger and depression and anxiety, all things that service members are dealing with that they're not dealing with well sometimes.
You know, in the military, you are trained never to ask for help, to always complete the mission. That doesn't translate to the civilian world, because out here, you need that help. And that's what the Hope for Heroes program provides.
The clinical mental health services, veteran peer support services, and integrated medicine services provided through the Hope for Heroes program at the Samaritan Center in Austin to veterans and their families in Central Texas are critically needed. While state grants and philanthropic grants go a long way to providing the resources that the Samaritan Center needs to continue operating and growing the Hope for Heroes program, your support through your financial contributions, your sharing of the word and the mission in the community are critical, and we can't thank you enough. As a board member and as a veteran, I can't thank you enough for being here tonight and continuing your support of the Hope for Heroes program.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily Fonseca and I am the Director of Development for the Samaritan Center. And I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit for just 1 second about how you can help us. Like Cindy said, we are doing everything we can to answer the call for the mental health crisis in our community, but we do need your help. And so we have these really easy QR codes. It looks just like this at your table. You can get out your phones right now. All you have to do is scan it with your camera and follow the link. If you're like me, your credit card is already pre-programmed into your phone and it'll take you 10 seconds, but if not, it should still be really easy. And then at the end of the program, we'll do a last call, and then everyone who's able to give at $100 or more will be entered to win a raffle prize, which will be a wine class for 20 at Total Wine, which I'm sure we could all use. So we hope that you guys are able to give, and we just really wanted to say thank you for helping us answer the call in our community.
So again, as we just talked about, this is part of the reason why we're here today, and it is to invite you to be as part of the supportive community behind the Samaritan Center and the importance of mental health by making that gift today that we just talked about. It is really, really important. And again, just for context, right, so that we're all thinking the same page, if every one of us in here, so every one of us even gave the cost of 1 or 2 cups of coffee, right, that would give someone in our community tremendous relief from despair, depression, trauma, and anxiety. It could be put them on the path to a whole new life. Giving couldn't be easier, just like we said with the QR code. You've got those on there. I've got all kinds of different ones that you can do, but volunteers will be coming through. You can use the QR code, or you could be like me, Judy, kind of old school. See where you write your name in here and you put a thing.
I'm big time old school.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, well, we won't talk too much about how old we are, but anyway, so you've got these. So either way, you can use the QR code, you can fill out one of these forms, and folks will be coming through to pick those up, collect those cards.
You know, I've been familiar with the work of the Samaritan Center for many years. When I was in television news, we'd often do stories on the wonderful work they did to help veterans. And so I have been up close and seen their services, and I can tell you they really work miracles, and they're needed now more than ever. We have a little something else to sweeten the deal. Everyone who makes a gift today of $100 or more, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, but we can't stress it enough, because who doesn't want to take a wine class, right? The prize is a wine class for 20 people. Everybody gives $100, will be entered into this raffle, and I just think it sounds like a great way to celebrate something, maybe like a birthday. So we're going to pull the winner's name at the very end of our program. So you need to act fast.
So this weekend is Memorial Day, and when we pause to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice to this country, and let's be honest, a lot of more folks are going to celebrate this weekend by getting burgers and doing things around the pool rather than supporting our veterans. So let's make ourselves the examples of the people in this crowd, to be responsible leaders by showing up for the folks who showed up for us when it matters the most. Especially if you're here as someone's guest, this is always a good thing. If you're here as someone's guest, maybe you would consider giving what you would have given if you had paid for that free
Great
lunch that you're
idea.
having today. So the point of this is truly, this is the proverbial no gift is too small. So the more that give, the better for all.
And so we want you to get your cards in now. If you give electronically, we know Bobby's not going to be able to do that, but for the rest of us who are giving electronically, you'll automatically be entered into the raffle. And we just want to say thank you to everyone who is stepping up to support this essential community care.
All right, so now we want to take a moment to explain how the award part, how this is selected, because there's a lot to it. We've been doing this a long time. And it's a very, very thorough process. And it begins with a senior level class over at Concordia University. They're offered by invitation only to a small group of students who are selected by the faculty and from every department in the university. These are incredible young people.
Cream of the crop.
They definitely are. These seniors review every single one of the nominations. They interview every single candidate and present their work to the judging committee, which is made up of past winners and Leadership Austin alumni. The process is rigorous and it's truly based on real metrics.
So in every category and metric, the standard the student looks for to identify our finalists is that they exceed expectations. And let's face it, there are a lot of people in this room who exceed expectations. That says a lot about the caliber of the organizations and individuals who are nominated for these awards today. They are the best of the best. And these students gathered the evidence to prove that. We want to hear from some of this year's students about their experience in this program.
Hi, my name is Aaron Garcia. I'm a senior here at Concordia University, and I'll actually be graduating this semester in 6 weeks. And I'm actually a finance intern with Camp Gladiator here in Austin, Texas. At least for me, I do tend to get a little nervous, have some anxiety before conducting my interviews, so I know I do a lot of self-reflection. You got this, Aaron. But in terms of getting ready for the interviews itself, with all our businesses, we do have to do some research on the business itself, see who they are, what it is that they do, just so we can know what kind of questions to ask them, because the questions will be different for every single company. We're not gonna ask an environmental company as well as a technology company the same sort of questions. You kind of have to sort of filter those out. So you really have to do your homework on each company, find the questions that it is that you wanna ask them. And then I also met with my partner, Tevin. We call ourselves the 1-2 punch. We would go over the questions we're gonna ask, see which ones we individually want to ask to the company, and go over that format for the interview itself.
Hello, my name is Tevin Smith. I'm a senior here at Concordia, majoring in communications. It very impacted me by just being able to use that empowerment, use that discipline, the knowledge that I had to go in with these higher businesses and just ask the questions that I wanted from a standpoint of just knowing things about ethics, what I could potentially learn from these companies, and just the insight of what they provided me with all the feedback that I received from them after I would ask them certain questions about their business and ethics and how they went about their corporation on an everyday basis.
My name is Peyton Corley. I'm from Georgetown, Texas, and I'm a senior and I major in behavioral science. All of the interviewees were very willing to help us. They all offered to help with my nonprofit that I'm planning to start in the future. They all gave great advice and said they'd be willing to collaborate and help with anything. They also offered us internships and help with any advice we may need in our future careers.
What's the main takeaway from it?
The main takeaway that I've taken from this experience is that everyone should remember to do the right thing for the right reasons. There's a lot of things that come into the world and decisions we may make, but there's greater things that we should be worried about and not let money get in the way.
Okay, so thanks again to our partners at Concordia University and Leadership Austin who put hours, I mean literally hours of work to lead to this day and to these awards. And now it is my pleasure to invite our friend Harold Ingersoll of Ashley & Associates to the stage to present this year's sealed envelopes for the award winners. Harold? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm proud to be here today representing Ashley & Associates, CPAs, and business advisors. Our firm was honored to receive an Ethics in Business Award a few years ago, and we're so pleased to stay involved as the official ballot counter this year and for the past 5 or 6 years. Today, we celebrate what it means to build trust, to build a great brand, to be an active part of building a better community, one that will last long after we're gone. It's not an easy thing to do. It's even harder to do it consistently so that you get noticed for it. And that's why we celebrate these leaders every year. Every award finalist today represents the very best of what our community has to offer. Each one undoubtedly demonstrates that they make doing the right thing a priority, and they all deserve accolades for their nominations. Much more than a competition, today is about celebration, about recognizing those in our midst who are getting up every day and working hard to make our community a healthier, kinder, more just place to live, even if their real job is to sell cheese or manage investments. Our finalists inspire all of us to join them in the effort to build that better community. So in that spirit, before we present a single award, I ask all of this year's finalists to please stand so we can recognize your tremendous example and contributions. We have taken every measure to ensure the accuracy and confidentiality of this year's winners. I didn't put the handcuff on, however, because I couldn't find the key. So without further ado, I'd like to present the official selections for this year's Ethics in Business Award. Bobby?
Thank you, Harold. All right. Do I have to hook this on to me now? Yeah. No. I'll give you the key. Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Harold. All right.
We try to.
Says it's my turn, so I'm finally going to follow the script, I think, right? You're good with that?
I think so.
Okay.
This is my first time.
I know. Well, see, you know, when Earl's here, what would happen so often is what I'm doing to you right now, because all of a sudden, Earl would just start talking about stuff. And I've got a script, and I'm going, where in the heck is he going right now? So I'll try and get back on so we can follow each other.
I'm an old news girl. I'm used to scripts.
So now it is. This truly is the moment we've all been waiting for. So we are going to present these wonderful awards. We want to invite all of our award recipients to say a few words and bring anyone you'd like to the stage with you. Bring the entire team if you want to. Bring them all. Then everyone will exit the stage this way, is what I've been told, to get photos. So we'll take some photos up here, and then they'll take you out for additional photos. So now let's present the award in the small business category. Please welcome my very, very good friend, Don Christian, President and CEO of Concordia University, to the stage.
Yay! Welcome. I'm just getting you on the right page there.
Thank you all. I brought with me today Professor Nate Araya, who is the person who kind of herds all the students and all that work to do. We have a lot of our students with us today, and just a great shout out to all of our friends from Concordia University, Texas. We are honored to have partnered with Recognize Good in this event. Concordia University, Texas has been with Recognize Good and with the Ethics in Business Award for over 15 years, and it just keeps getting better and better. The 4 finalists in this category of small business have absolutely nothing in common other than they're small. They're not in the same industry. They don't share strategies, goals, or tactics, but they are all organized around addressing an important issue, and they all prioritize honest and ethical interactions with their customers. Our finalists in this category include a neighborhood cheese shop that builds community, a beverage retailer on a mission to support individuals in recovery, an innovative startup addressing the nationwide teacher shortage, and finally, a local consulting firm that makes professional HR and finance services available to all types of teams. Let's find out more about these true Austin originals.
We try to constantly reinforce what activities are going on and what actions are being taken and recognized that are consistent with our values. And I think that has been a very effective way to constantly remind ourselves of what's important. We recognize compliments that are given both by other team members to an individual or from clients to a team member. And we'll document which value that is in action, whether it's integrity, which would potentially be the top one for me, or professionalism, or client first, or teamwork, supporting your team. And so that's a very important way to regularize the review of that and keep it front and center.
Our company is very, very transparent. We share almost all of our financial information with everybody in the organization. Everybody understands what each of the budgets are for each of the divisions, what we're spending that money on, what's going on with the business as a whole, why we're shifting gears when we need to shift. We realize that there are a lot of people that come from the education space that work for us, that are passionate about the education side, the integrity, the equity side of what we do. And so we've just recently really kind of reevaluated this transparency model. Not to make it less transparent, to start focusing more on the equity side. How many students have we reached this semester? What was our goal to reach a certain number of students? So now we come back to this world where instead of like, what is gonna help us reach our revenue and our EBITDA goals, it's what is gonna allow us to empower our teachers to impact the students the way we need. That is the actual most important element of every decision we make internally.
But when you start to open up to really try to understand someone else's perspective, not agree necessarily, but to truly step into their shoes to understand their perspective and the principles behind it that they may be trying to convey, you can evolve your view on ethics in different matters, because that gains trust and authenticity. Say, like, we already know you can't be perfect. That doesn't exist, and everybody has an issue. So when someone comes with that, the leadership and trust that is built behind that by coworkers or employees and team is really invaluable and not replaceable.
I think it's really important to say that we are a people business. We are in the service industry. This is all about people. People, customers as people, employees as people, us as people. These relationships are everything.
We hope that we can create an environment where people get to show up in the skin they're in with their lived experiences and be their full selves, and that we see them and we appreciate them for that. And so all the other companies that are paving the path in that work, we are watching you, we're trying to emulate you, we're trying to learn from you, and we've come a long way in that journey, and I hope we keep improving in that journey so that every person feels fully seen and that they are welcome in our shop. I think that's a true definition of hospitality and somewhere we want to be.
The small business category is Clean Cause, and I'll tell you just a little bit about them. Clean Cause makes organic caffeinated beverages right here in Austin, is on a mission to restore sobriety to those suffering from addiction. So 50% of net profits go back to fund sober living scholarships, and while that commitment has been challenged as the company has grown, they have remained steadfast. In their presentation to the selection panel, our student examiners recognized Clean Cause for not only employing those overcoming addiction, but celebrating sobriety milestones and actively living a culture of admitting faults and making amends. Congratulations to Clean Cause. And unfortunately, a representative from Clean Cause is not here today, so we'll just take some pictures of Don holding the award, maybe.
I want my picture with Don, that's all I
Yeah,
know.
let these guys take a picture.
Get over here. Come on over here, guys. Judy, get over here.
Okay.
There we go. We'll send it to him.
Oh, they're here.
There, get up here.
Come on.
Yay, thank you. Come on up.
Sorry. Come on up. I thought you guys were here, but when nobody came up, I thought, oh no, they didn't come. Please introduce yourselves.
No, Wes is sick today.
Okay. Please say a few words.
We could not be more grateful and honored to be here today. Wes, our founder, is out ill, but asked me to share a few words. My name is Julie McElrath. I am the president and chief cause officer of the Clean Cause Foundation, which is the recently formed foundation, the philanthropic side of the brand. As Judy mentioned, our brand is built on a 50% give back of our net profits. Wes saw firsthand how the drug and alcohol addiction crisis was affecting families across the country, and he wanted to do something about it. Overdose death is now the #1 cause for people 18 to 45 years of age, and there is definitely a need for supportive structures to support this long-term recovery. So funding recovery housing scholarships for individuals was the solution that Wes pursued. Our mission first venture really has been the commitment that Wes has pursued and stayed steadfast in over the past several years. And to date, Clean has supported more than 3,200 recovery housing scholarships for over $1.6 million. Wes wanted to make sure that I shared this with you, and he said, I had an idea, but it was the Clean team and the community across the country that is bringing this dream to life. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Great job. Wonderful. Don, thank you. So congratulations to all the small business finalists, and what an inspiring group. I absolutely just love those videos. Now let's hear from my friend Tevin Smith, the longtime CEO of the Texas Tribune, for some historical perspective on ethical business practices here in Texas.
I think that the world of ethics in business has changed, transformed over the last few decades significantly, and it's not been any one thing, but it's been a succession of things. I'm thinking immediately back to Enron and the ways in which the circumstances around the Enron scandal, because that's what it was, changed the way all of us thought about how we did business, made us more aware of the importance of honesty and transparency in particular at all times. In businesses very, very large, and in businesses very, very small. I think that's a big deal. I think the larger world, not just the business world, but the larger world, instances of corruption, ethical transgressions, people living down to your expectations, to be honest. The mistrust in institutions, some of which is justified and some of which is not, including our own institution of the media, makes you hyper aware of the importance of these things as never before. Certainly in my career, I've never come into work every day at a moment when the business that I'm in, that I believe in so much, the value, the public interest aspect of it, at no point in my career has the business I'm in been as mistrusted as a default setting every single day when I come to work as it is right now. You know, I don't like that. I wish it were different, but you live in the world you live in. And to me, it's helpful to understand every day the mountain I have to climb. 15 years ago when I was running Texas Monthly, the default setting was still that people trusted the media. Today, the default setting is that people don't. But again, you know the work in front of you, and you do the work in front of you. I think things have changed significantly, and I do think that it is connected, again, to this larger mistrust of institutions. Mistrust of government, mistrust of the media, mistrust of the judiciary, mistrust of church and faith leaders, faith institutions. We're all in the same leaky boat at the moment, but there's a way forward.
Thank you, Evan. He's so great about putting everything in perspective. Now to present the award in the category of large businesses, please welcome to the stage CEO of Heldenfels Enterprises and current board chair of the Austin Chamber of Commerce, Fred Heldenfels.
Thank you, Judy. And I want to thank Bobby. By the way, Bobby, I got here just in time to sit down and whoop for you.
Thank you, Fred. We need to have more Aggies.
So you've got two Aggies on the stage, just a fair warning. Bobby, who also served in the past as chairman of the Greater Austin Chamber, agreed to return to our board and our executive committee this year in his role as chairman of Austin Gives. And I'm really appreciative of that because that is the Chamber's pillar for business philanthropy. That's the fourth pillar of the Chamber and how we serve our metro region. So, Bobby, I appreciate it. And now to the script. Recognizing ethical business practices and leadership is not only important to me as a business owner, but also in my role as board chair of the Austin Chamber of Commerce. Ethical business practices are imperative to good economic development. Studies show that our workforce makes employment decisions based on ethics and purpose, not just profit. Consumers and investors make decisions on these practices as well. The three honorees for this year's Ethics in Business Award in the large business category are all working in their own ways to empower the average American consumer, bringing them access to brands and products that might otherwise be unavailable. Our honorees include an affordable shopping site for luxury items. I'm sure everybody's hoping there's a scannable code for that. A provider of prepaid debit cards that empower consumers to manage their own finances, and an investment firm that prioritizes diverse points of view to develop client solutions. So let's learn more about these three corporate leaders.
We try every day to do the best thing we can do for our clients, and we can't do that if our employees are not prepared to do the best job possible. You know, we look for allies, we look for mentorship opportunities, people to go to when you have questions. It's communications. We bring in outside speakers that are really relevant and really dynamic and really interesting to learn from. Everybody's journey is obviously very different, so we want to make sure that everyone has some representation within our firm.
I think we're very smart with our resources. Every employee is encouraged to volunteer, so that's already built in. Obviously, some do more than others, but there's no secret sauce to what, but having a sustainable business model that provides, every purchase provides a meal to a child, and that being our dominant giving method, you know, everything else kind of cascades from there. And we do have a modest budget for everything else that we do. And I think we're very creative, and that creativity allows us to do a lot more.
From our vantage point, we keep learning, we keep trying, we keep experimenting, we try different things, we get different people's opinions, we make mistakes, we try to correct those, because this isn't a perfect science. It is a little bit of art, and it is sometimes trial by error, but I think at the end of the day, if your heart's in the right place and you've got the right ethos and you have the right view about how you want the outcome to look, which is a stronger community, a better community, a more diverse community, people want to be part of some of those things and they want to make a difference. They want to grow, they want to learn, they want to feed off other people. And I think we're really proud of not only keeping a lot of people around, but also seeing some of our people move out into the community and other jobs and other roles where what they've learned with us and how they've developed with us, they can go lead somewhere else. And I'm especially proud of that. And I want to be known for a company that not only is great in and of itself and develops talent, but it's also a company that spreads that talent across the broader community to actually make a bigger difference.
If the Shop LC folks come on up. Shop LC is the best kept secret here in Central Texas. They deliver joy to people all over the world through its home shopping experience, employing hundreds of Central Texans and advancing not only their careers, but their personal growth. Since 2017, the company's Your Purchase Feeds program, which delivers a free meal to a hungry child with every customer purchase, has provided over 37 million meals worldwide. 37 million meals, I get chills. What our student examiners appreciated most about Shop LC was that it not only employs over 40 different ethnicities right here in the Austin area, but they lean into proactive approach to ethics training across so many different cultures to find common ground at the company level. Somebody,
So it was not prepared. So anything which I say is all impromptu. Thank you so much on behalf of entire Shop LC team. Shop LC is a home shopping network. We are based in Austin, Texas, the only home shopping network. We broadcast nationwide. Our purpose, as mentioned, is delivering joy. And our mission is to deliver 1 million meals per day by 2031. So every piece we sell here, we sell about 25,000 pieces per day. And every piece we sell, we donate a meal to a kid in need. So far, since starting this program in 2017, we have donated 38 million meals. And the numbers are counting every minute because every minute there is a piece we sell. On live TV shopping and through our mobile app or online. And on behalf of entire team, we have about 500 people at our warehouse and our office here in Austin. And pretty soon we are moving to Cedar Park, our new headquarters. We just bought a building, the land over there and building our new headquarters over there. So again, Ms., thank you one more time on behalf of entire Shop LC team. We want to continue our mission. We want to deliver joy every single day to our employees, our community, and our customers by doing good business practices. Thank you so much.
So before we give out our final 2 awards, we're going to pause for a moment. Our next guest is going to talk to us about something very important, showing gratitude. And she's going to answer those questions you had about the coin that everybody got on the way in.
So please welcome past Ethics and Business Award winner and the Executive Director of Startup Kids Club, Amber Wakel. Amber?
So I remember when I walked into this room for the first time 4 years ago as a young founder and a first-time nominee, and just feeling such power about the sheer amount of community and good that filled this room. Little did I know that day when I walked away and I received the award, that experience would be the beacon that guided my organization and became the principle of every decision we've since made. As they said, my name is Amber Wakeham, and I'm the founder of a local nonprofit called Startup Kids Club. We work to teach kids both youth and entrepreneurial skills through our entrepreneur program. Here in 2020, we had 32 programs in the Central Texas area, and we're reaching several thousand students a year. And as many of you could probably relate, COVID happened. Instantly, we saw our funding streams dried up. And sadly, we lost many of our program partners because they didn't have the funding to continue. Over the next 2 years, we had to get creative as more of our grants and donor dollars disappeared. And ultimately, we did. We turned inward, and we found a way to self-generate. All it took was the right partner. And that's why I'm excited to announce that Startup Kids Club, together with Recognize Good and Tyrex Group, are looking to solve that problem and have developed a program to create income streams for nonprofits while also supporting the unique needs of businesses in the community. We've identified some products of value that businesses order: marketing materials, organizational tools, even gifts and signs that we could be made using our 3D printing technologies. We work with nonprofit partners in the community who then use their students to help fulfill the orders while teaching them both entrepreneurial and technical skills. This then creates a revenue stream for the organization that can help them fund their mission. We truly believe that 3D printing has the opportunity to do anything and everything. So if you think of something that you don't see in our flyer, we'd love to hear from you. There's this little guy on your table that if you fill it out and you drop it to us and just share what is something your business could use, you're entering to win a personalized product of value for your business. Also, while you're looking at your table, I want to bring your attention to this little guy right here. And I'm going to introduce you to the gratitude tool. In your top right corner, you'll see a little token. And if you carefully pull it off, on the back, there's a QR code. The gratitude coin is meant to be a token of appreciation that you can give to anybody as a thank you or just a random act of kindness. Allow me to demonstrate. Can I have a volunteer? Oh, Bobby? Bobby, come on up.
Does it involve technology?
I know
It does.
this is going to be an adventure.
I know. Can I get you to scan this QR code? Or you can actually use the one right here on our screen.
Right there. Chelsea, you want to come do this for me?
Come on, Bobby.
Doing it?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
There we go.
You did it.
I did it. I did it. I did it.
So, Bobby, we just gave you a $5 gift card to Starbucks live right here in this room. And that's how the gratitude coin works. The unique QR code on the back takes the recipient to a thank you gift, a video message, or whatever your business would like to add. The coin that you're holding on that paper also has a $5 gift card on it for each and every one of you as a thank you for your commitment to doing good. But there's one more thing I want to share with you. I said on that gratitude coin that you could add a video. And just for fun, let's watch the video that we've embedded into your gratitude coin.
Well, greetings from beautiful Port Aransas in South Texas. In case you're wondering, it's almost as hot here as it is in Austin. But John Bosch asked me to say a few words about the event 20 years ago when I was first recognized by the Ethics in Business Awards. And so I've given that a little bit of thought. And what I remember about that night is we were at the UTX Students Association. There may have been 150 people in the room, but not many more than that. And the award was a surprise to me. I may have known that I was in the final 3 or final 5, and my parents may have been there. But I was truly surprised and delighted when my name was called and I was recognized as the individual award winner. And I went up there, and at that time, the award winners were able to say thanks, kind of an Academy Awards type thing. And I tried to keep it short, but I don't remember exactly what I said, but what was going through my head is 20 years ago, that event was just months after the failure of Arthur Andersen, the failure of Enron, succeeded by the failure of Arthur Andersen. And so I'm a lifelong CPA, and for the first time in my life, CPAs had become the brunt of jokes on late night television. And the CPA profession was going through a very difficult time because of the audit failure at Enron and the crash of Arthur Andersen. So accepting the award then was a very special time because the CPA profession needed some good news. And so I felt like I was not only representing Maxwell Lock & Ritter, but I was representing at least the accounting profession in Austin. And the other thing that made that very special is my father-in-law had passed away just a few days before, and otherwise they would have been at the celebration. And I remember commenting about Jim Wilkerson looking down upon this very faithful. And so that began a 20-year journey that I've had with the ethics in business and recognized good organizations. And for 20 years, I've either been on the selection panel, or I've emceed the event, or I've been on the board of Recognized Good. And every one of those 20 years has been special to me. And of all the awards I have ever received, the Ethics in Business Award is one of the most special to me because it represents ethics and leading a good and valued life. So with that, I'll let you go on with the program, and thank you for including me.
Earl's presence is definitely missed here tonight, and I can tell you it feels good to hear his words, and I agree with him. That Ethics Award really, truly is one of my most proud moments I have in life, outside of my children, but I hold it in a very special spot in my heart. Recognized Good is all about showing gratitude. These simple yet magical coins that we gave to you is a way that you can show gratitude on behalf of your business with a custom logo, message, or gift. Come see us at our table in the back and learn more about how your business can use gratitude coins to show good. I'm going to leave you with the quote I shared on the day I received the Ethics Award in 2018. It's from H.E. Lukács. He says, "No one can whistle a symphony. It takes an entire orchestra to play it." So it's up to us, all of us in this post-COVID world, to come together and build the community that we need, not just for now, but for our kids and for the future. One that mutually respects, supports, and lifts each other up. Business, nonprofit, and community alike, together as one. Thank you.
So thank you, Amber. Great job. And the gratitude coins, they're special, and it is a way that we can make a powerful impact in our community. So let's now get back to our awards and to announce the award in the nonprofit category. Please join me in welcoming John Nidell to come on up to the stage. John, there he is.
Hi, John. Welcome. Thank you for doing this.
Today we're celebrating 3 organizations that serve thousands of our neighbors, providing trusted and proven programs that uplift those in need of help. Our finalists include an organization that promotes and builds trust in local businesses, an agency that gives struggling kids the one thing they need the most, and a workforce development organization that reaches the most vulnerable members of our community. Let's learn more about these high-impact agencies.
It's about the relationship, building those relationships with our students. And if you treat them with fairness and kindness and respect, then you're gonna go a long way. And when they trust you, then you can get a lot done. And I think it's important that you always go into any kind of relationship like that, especially where we are working with individuals who are coming from all different levels of poverty and have situations that are very difficult. There is a trust factor there. And they want to know that when they're coming to us, that they can trust us, and we're going to treat them with fairness and kindness and respect.
These kids are growing up in a really complicated, ever-changing world. And so if we don't continue to improve our practices and stay attuned to those needs, we're going to fail to meet them. And I also feel very fortunate that we're part of a national network because A, it holds us to really strict standards, but B, it puts me in touch with other leaders across the country so I can continue to be inspired by work that they're doing. And it just inspires me to say, okay, like what can we do here that's even bigger and better? And I think it also keeps our staff motivated because we're not just doing the same thing day in and day out. And I think that's why we have the tenure that we do, because the work continues to improve and they can see that in the relationships we're fostering with our bigs and our littles.
So the first thing that I tell everybody that works here is Carrie has one customer, and that is the staff. If everyone here is happy, supported, we continue to help them grow in their position, they know that they're safe, they know that they're going to get all of the training and equipment they need, they will serve BVB's customers well. So open door policy, talking about issues, being very transparent when things are going well and when we are going through challenges. Turning to the staff, actually talking to them about how they can be helpful in solutions. So it's important to me that if staff knows that we care for them, they will serve our customers better. And we've seen it with phenomenal growth. I mean, it's proof positive through data.
This is a big win for Skill Point Alliance. We have some wonderful nonprofits in Austin. Congratulations, and really to all of our nonprofit honorees. So let me tell you a little bit about Skill Point Alliance as they make their way up. They provide a gateway for individuals to transform their lives through skills-based training and education. And like all nonprofits, Skill Point puts its cause first and foremost, but goes above and beyond through several key policies that stood out to our student examiners. And like many similar and smaller nonprofits, Skill Point employs a hierarchy to report ethical issues going all the way up to their board of directors. Interesting. Employees receive unlimited vacation time, fair pay policies, and are reviewed regularly, and weekly open communication sessions give a voice to everyone. So come on up, Skill Point Alliance. Congratulations.
Wow. Wow. What an incredible honor for us at Skill Point Alliance. I would like to thank Recognize Good and the many sponsors, as well as Concordia University students and judges for bestowing this honor upon us. It's such a great honor to receive this award amongst so many other honorable and outstanding companies and organizations throughout our community. As you saw in the video, Skill Point was created to provide skilled trade opportunities, something that is in demand more now than ever, to low-income and vulnerable members of our community. Our overarching mission is to help individuals who walk through our doors realize a hope and a future for themselves and their families. And I am so proud today to be a part of that Skill Point family. I can tell you that this award is incredibly meaningful for us because every day we work and strive to ensure that we have a workforce that prioritizes and models a standard of ethics, integrity, fairness, and doing the right thing every day. So again, thank you to Recognize Good. We are so excited about this award and honored. Thank you so much.
Okay, congratulations. It's so inspiring to hear about the creative ways that our neighbors are tackling the big issues. Don't you agree? I mean, when you hear stuff like this, when I come to a meeting like this or an event, I am absolutely inspired. And so thank you for the work that everybody's doing. All right, now we've got just one award left to go, and it's almost time for us to pull the winning name for the raffle that we talked about. If you want to participate and haven't yet made your gift to the Samaritan Center, you better do it now. Now's the time. But before we do that, and we have one more video message from Adam Orman, the founder of Good Work Austin, a hospitality group, showing us what ethics in business looks like right here today.
If it's really important to you to be in a Austin that is sustainable and that is more affordable, and where local businesses can succeed, then being a part of a network where you can partner, where you can collaborate, where you can problem solve together with other businesses is incredibly important, and lightens the load for everyone. And then finally, when you're keeping all of that money in the local economy, how much more does it benefit Austin? And that's kind of incalculable. Good Work Austin is a hospitality association that provides support and resources and trainings for bars, restaurants, coffee shops, dessert spots, anyone who wants to, in the hospitality industry, who wants to provide more equitable wages, paid sick leave benefits, healthcare benefits, mental health benefits. We provide opportunities for restaurants to prepare meals for food insecure communities, and we are opening a nonprofit cafe that will be a workforce training hub, and will provide space for cooks and servers to interact with the community and students in a way that we hope will provide real meaning for their jobs. That's one of the pieces that we found out, I think, during everybody's reopening that's really important. Even if you provide all of the benefits, even if you provide the fair wages, there's a level of meaning and there's a level of fulfillment and satisfaction that's missing from a lot of folks who are just coming in, waiting tables or cooking the same food every day, and they want to be able to use their skills in the community in a different way. And if that means 1 hour a month at the cafe, teaching some folks who are recently out of prison or aging out of the foster system, that changes your whole outlook on your job. There are so many who really care about Austin, and that is just an integral and necessary part of keeping Austin affordable and sustainable. It is really up to us, it is up to local business to treat our employees equitably and fairly, and to support the local economy if we want Austin to grow in a way that is really fair and equitable, not only to all, to businesses and people alike.
So Tevin Smith talked about the past and Adam talked about the present. We're going to talk about the future at the very end of this program, and there's going to be a little bit of audience participation, so get ready for that, because really the future depends on every one of us. But now is a moment many of us have been waiting for, the raffle winner. We're going to invite Cindy Long back up on the stage to tell us who the raffle winner is and draw the name. Oh, one more.
Want to be on the top, right?
Cindy, come on up. You're on the hot seat. You got to draw the winner. Any more raffle tickets to come in? Okay.
Do it, and then you can give me, and we'll say who.
Wait. Oh.
I know.
You're always holding things up.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
You can shuffle again. Okay, so we did that. This is how we did it. So how am I going to know who this is? I think you give the number. Yeah.
Okay.
I love the magic
it's magic,
groups.
basically.
I love magic groups. Okay. So we've never done it this way, and this is where I am maybe a little bit technology challenged, but we had some of those in there were like my people, where they wrote it down, and some of them were like other people that did it. So number 48.
I guess we'll just have to take the wine class. No.
It's coming. I feel it. I know, Judy. Yeah, Bobby and Judy won. William Rivera. William! Congratulations. Very, very cool. We actually survived that pretty well, Judy. I'm kind of pleased with ourselves. Please visit the Samaritan Center table in the lobby after the program to collect your certificate. And thank you to everybody who made a gift. I mean, everybody who participated, thank you very, very, very much.
And William, if you run out of people to invite to your wine class, I'm always available. We are down to the final award. Can you believe it, Bobby? Are you going to let me come back next year?
I think so.
Because it's hard to fill Earl's shoes. We all look up to Earl, and I'm honored to be standing here in Earl's place today. Well, I've learned a lot today about people in our community, and they're really doing inspiring work, and it just touches my heart so much. We do have to give one more round of applause right now, I think, to all of our finalists. These folks are doing so much good work in our community. So our final award is the individual category. Please join me in welcoming Andrew Cooper to the stage, who's going to be presenting that award. Come on up, Andrew. Yay, we finally made it.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I'm Andrew Cooper, and it's a wonderful honor for me to recognize the achievements and service of our final four finalists for this award. These exceptional women have changed and improved our community in significant ways. But before I tell you more about them, the folks that recognize good wanted me to clarify one thing, because one of our individual honorees is a member of the leadership staff at Austin. Our judges, who are alumni of the Leadership Austin programs, did not want to vote in this category, so this category was selected only by past winners. We want to model ethical practices ourselves and be transparent in this process. Our finalists include a young leader who's building the needed connections to solve our community's toughest issues, an inspired corporate communicator who steers community investments, a longtime advocate for children and families who have mentored countless nonprofit leaders over the years, and a national authority on family violence who has spent her career building and leading organizations that address the issue. Let's find out a little bit more about these impressive community leaders.
Individual values matter a great deal as I choose to select a company or organization or job. I gotta be me. You can take the loud, laughable Michele, but also the gotta get it done, make it happen fast Michele. And so for me, individual values, I'm a very transparent person, I'm very authentic, and I like to have a little fun. I look for that in organizations that I work for.
I think the one thing I'm most proud of is I want to make sure that I treat everybody the way I would want to be treated. You know, I want to make sure that I'm fair in all of my decisions and how I interact with people. You know, making sure that everybody feels as though they are the most important person that I'm speaking to or that's speaking to me. I just think that's important in ensuring that you treat people with the same dignity and humanity and respect that you would want for yourself.
Modeling and leading, for me, it's showing up in my vulnerability. So I've discovered that taking my mask off allows others to take their mask off, no matter what background they're in, because they are seeing that whatever I ask them to do, I'm willing to do. So they've seen me cry, they've seen me upset, they've challenged me, I've challenged back. So it's not a hierarchy, or I don't see like this power dynamic. I'm trying to flip that, and the best way to do that is through my vulnerability.
One of the things that's just so incredibly important is that I am a survivor, and like so many people that are a part of our work and just in the world. And I have been through so much that we represent as an organization, and recognize and know how important treating everyone with that kind of respect and integrity is. And so it's just always been at the core.
Woohoo! Got a twofer. Come on up, Michele and Misty. Michele is a community leader and a trailblazer in corporate philanthropy, currently making impacts felt region-wide with Samsung Austin Semiconductor. She's forged a deep, positive relationship for leading strategic giving efforts that align with company values while simultaneously driving employee engagement, marketing, communications, public relations, corporate responsibility, and even government relations over the course of her 25 years in Austin. For a couple of years, she even worked alongside Misti Potter at Boys and Girls Clubs. So this moment really is very, very, very fitting. For almost 20 years, Misty has used her own personal journey to effect change through Boys and Girls Clubs, leading with equity first and making her way through major leadership roles in Memphis and DFW before she came to Austin, including leading the leaders while serving as president for the Professional Association with the Boys and Girls Clubs of America National Board. Our student examiners say that what impressed them the most about Michele is how she's able to strike a balance using communication between high-level strategic initiatives and still meeting employees individually where they are and helping on the ground level. For Misty, what sticks out most is her unending commitment to equity, not only with the children she served, but with her entire staff. So come on up and say a few, come on. What? There you go, that's the way to do it. You get up there and say something. Let her speak. Say a word.
So, this is my son, Jackson. Hi. Who graduated from the 5th grade. So just to be clear, I did not, I've earned this voice because 1 year ago today, I took my very last chemo treatment. So, today it's incredibly special. This is an amazing honor. I am so thrilled to get to share this with Michele, who is not only someone I had a chance to work with, but a very dear friend of mine also. I want to thank all of the students of Concordia. I've had a chance to do this a few years in a row now, and you all are phenomenal And Jordan and Landon, who did our interviews, oh my goodness, if they are the future of tomorrow, we are in such great hands, y'all. They're amazing. I've had the chance to work for the past 24 years for an organization that I fell in love with as a very young professional. And with all due respect to the things that are going wrong in our community, the business of doing good for serving and meeting the needs of kids has never changed. There are thousands of kids in this community, and so one of the questions Joel even asked, he said, how is it? He said, is it hard to live a life of integrity? And I said, no, not as long as you're mission focused. And in the Boys and Girls Club world, we're mission focused. And I have an amazing team that is here today. Wave your hands. They're amazing. But as long as you're always putting the needs of other people first, it doesn't matter if you are, what kind of business you are, if you're a nonprofit or a for-profit, a small business, a large business, it's the needs of others that matter most. And as long as you're doing that, you'll never take a misstep. And that is definitely hopefully, what I've instilled in this young man here, who said, Mom, if you win, can I go up there with you? So with that, I want to say thank you, Joel. Recognize good, everything you all have done for not only me personally, but for the Boys and Girls Clubs. We are so grateful for this community and all of your support. We would not be where we are today without that. Mark Easter was my predecessor, the gentleman that brought the last one up here. Mark, we finally won. So, yeah. But I appreciate the recognition, and I'm so grateful again, Michele, to share with you.
Thank you. So hi, everybody. It's exciting actually to be here today to represent myself. In most of my career, I've represented a company. And so on behalf of myself, I would like to thank Recognize Good for bringing ethics into the business world and being able for all of us to be able to talk about it. I am so honored and humbled to actually be a nominee. So I love and adore Misty. She is one of my best friends, a former boss, a mission that I adore. Kelly White is an amazing leader as well, someone that I've worked with through my community affairs efforts over the last 25 years, and then Courtney Bailey, who is a young upcoming leader for Leadership Boston, another organization I'm a part of. So I am so thrilled to be part of these women, with these women who I admire and respect deeply. I do need to give some shout outs. Where are Jordan and Landon? Where are you? Oh, they're not here? Oh, God, Misty is right. These two young men have such potential. They are so amazing. Their future is going to be great. You need to look them up and hire them. They didn't want to be in semiconductors. I don't know why. I also would like to thank my mom and dad. If you're at one of the tables, I'm an Air Force brat. My dad was in the Air Force, and they had a mission called Service Above Self. And so they raised me and my two sisters with that mentality of giving back to the community. And I have to thank my sisters, but my husband and my kids who have loved and supported me this entire time. Working for the types of great brands that I have, there's a lot of times I haven't always been at home, but they've stood beside me and let me be me. So I appreciate that. I also need to thank all of my colleagues that I've worked with throughout all these years, but especially today to the best communications and community affairs team ever at Samsung. And I've always wanted to say that I'd like to thank God, and I actually really mean that. My faith and my morals and integrity come from that core. I have the fortitude, the temperance, and the wisdom to really understand how to give back and how to be charitable. It is something that I was born with and raised with in my faith and in my church. And in my closing comments, again, for all of you out there who do good every day, thank you so much. A little bit of good goes a very long way. And so because this is about ethics in business, my closing quote is, leading with positive ethics and values builds trust. And that brings out the best in your people, which then brings out the best in your organization, which leads to great and positive results. Thank you, everyone. And again, Misty. Woo-hoo!
That's why I come to this meeting, right? To be inspired by that. So congratulations to these two incredible leaders for the amazing impact that they continue to have in our community. And once again, congratulations to all of our finalists that we've had here today. It's a tremendous achievement to be recognized. And this event is a celebration. It really is. I mean, I always leave here walking on cloud 9, but it's a celebration of everybody who's here today.
Yeah, it gives you real hope and you just feel so good about the future. Well, finally, to inspire us all to think about the ethical future we want to build, we are very excited to bring this person to the stage. As Deputy Chief Ethics Officer for the Texas Department of Health and Human Services, it was her job to ensure that ethical policies and practices were just part of the DNA of an organization with nearly 60,000 employees.
Now in her role as a fellow in the Leadership Austin Fellowship Program, she is serving us at Recognize Good as Program Director of our new Ethics in Business Alliance. And she's ready to bring her expertise to our entire community. Please join me in welcoming Toya Bell. Toya?
Thank you all so very much for that warm welcome. And thanks to each of you for being here today. As leaders, your presence clearly demonstrates your commitment to business ethics in our community, Austin, a place we all love, a place we call home. Your presence here tells me that ethical practices really matter to you. So I'd like to ask you to consider the following. What can you do once this day of celebration has passed to continue to elevate ethics throughout your company, your organization's DNA? Whether you're a CEO, a manager, or a client or customer-facing employee, can you point to examples of steps, specific ways, actions that you can take to promote and encourage ethical behavior in your organization? You may not have the answer right away, and that's okay. It can be tough to know where to begin or how to ensure that everyone in your organization is on the same page when it comes to ethical behavior, practices, and policies. And that's where the Ethics in Business Alliance comes in. Through Recognize Good and the Ethics in Business Alliance, you can access articles, best practices, events, and workshops that will assist you in building ethics into your organization's DNA. And as a special highlight, being a member of the Alliance is completely free to each and every one of you. That's a gift from us to you. And if you don't have an HR department or a manager to oversee trainings and workshops in-house, we can provide those trainings to you for a membership fee where you would become a certified Alliance member. So that's something else that we can do. We have the training already prepared. We have expert trainers that are lawyers, HR professionals, training professionals that can come to your organization and provide that training. In today's connected world where nothing's private and every customer and employee has a camera, a platform, an expectation of transparency, honesty, and accountability, ethics in business is a necessary competency. It's necessary for profitability and sustainability, for great relationships with your suppliers and your customers, and for employee engagement. Studies have also shown that being known for ethical business practices, such as the many businesses and individuals we've honored today, are excellent keys to building goodwill in the community. As a member of the Ethics in Business Alliance, you'll get access to all the ideas and trainings that you'll need to promote these skills. You can join right now by looking at the screen and scanning the QR code. If codes are not your thing, and I know for some people it's not, as Bobby mentioned, we can be old school. You can catch me out here in the audience, give me your business card, send an email to recognizegood.org, and we'll make sure that you are a member of the Alliance and you start receiving the newsletters and other things that we will be circulating via email. So I'll say it again, joining the Alliance is free. You get a monthly newsletter, as I've mentioned. You can share that with your team. You can incorporate it into your team meetings, your briefings, even newsletters that you send out to your own customers. And you can do it right now by scanning the code. Building the ethical culture that we want for Austin's business community will take each and every one of us. I'm so pleased to be working with Recognize Good to accelerate this program so that we can make ethics part of the DNA of the entire business culture of Central Texas. Now I'd like to ask each of you, if you believe you have a role to play in building Austin's ethical future, to please look for the Recognize Good flashlight that's on your table. Take a moment to stand and shine your light. Take a look around and see how many lights are shining. It takes all of us to shine a beacon of ethics in our community. So it's more than just the CEO, it's more than just the manager, it's more than just the ethics officer. It's everyone working together. Thank you. And finally, before I turn the program back over to Bobby and Judy, please remember that when we all are shining the light consistently, strongly, and brightly, ethics truly becomes part of our everyday culture. It becomes a part of our DNA. Thank you. It was great to see you all.
Before Toya leaves, we just wanted to point out that we are wearing the Recognize Good colors.
Yes,
We're really
very.
representing today. Thank you. Thank you. We so appreciate everybody coming out today. I love that moment, Bobby, when everybody had those flashlights shining, and there's so many shining stars in this room, and we thank you for being here. And that's really all of our program today.
Yeah, Judy, thank you. And thanks for everyone. And that everyone in this room is involved in what you do to support and uplift the good that takes place in our community. This is a wonderful place. I say it all the time. There's not another city I'd rather live in the country than Austin, Texas. It's a special place, and we are the reason why, right? We've got great people in this community. So go out there. Walk out there like I am today. I'm pumped up. I'm excited. Yes. I'm inspired. And we will look forward to seeing all of you again next year. Thank you so much for being here, everybody.
Good job.